Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we'll look at my top captaincy picks, transfer plans and team selection ahead of Gameweek 16. If you missed out on my buy, sell, keep, avoid video ahead of Gameweek 16, you should watch that later. It will be on screen at the end. If you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing to the channel. We start off with the Newcastle defensive duo of Pope and Trippier. Pope missed out on the clean sheet at the weekend, conceding late to Southampton in a game where they did pose a lot of attacking threat towards the Newcastle net. Trippier was subbed off early, locking in the clean sheet and getting 3 bonus on top of that. They surely have to start for any team if you do own them, as they face Chelsea, who just haven't looked at it in attack in the last few games. As I had said last video, this season is pretty much unpredictable. You would usually expect one of the best defenses in the league to keep the worst attack in the league from scoring. However, Brighton failed to do that in their last game against Wolves. They face Villa, who are just back of a 3-1 win in the league over Manchester United. I do, however, have other options on the bench in defense, so any of them can come in for Webster. Cancelo got a red card for the last man challenge and Harry Wilson in their last game against Fulham. Many people have already started transferring him out as they think he is suspended for the next game. However, that isn't the case, as City have already played midweek in the League Cup, where Cancelo had served his 1-match suspension. The final one in defense is Guehi. Palace, who have looked decent in defense, are coming up against the worst attack in the league. Bookies over at Fantasy Football Hub have given Palace a 29% clean sheet odds, which is lower than I would expect. As I said earlier, I have a lot of options on the bench, and it's just based off of my thoughts before the deadline who I'm going to start. Back to my team, and we move on to the Arsenal duo of Martinelli and Saka. Both look good for the last fixture before the World Cup break facing Wolves, and I do fancy them getting a return before entering the World Cup break. After seeing the midweek fixture of United against Villa, I don't think Rashford will start against Fulham at the weekend. I will wait for news, but if I don't get any, it will probably be Rashford out for a very low owned Kulusevski in order to gain back the rank I did lose in the last game. Spurs face Leeds, who have looked poor in defense, so hopefully on Kulusevski's return at home, he could provide with a return or two. Next up, my transfer in from last week, De Bruyne. He faces Brentford at home. He picked up a goal and assist in his last 2 meetings against the Bees. With the whole speculation around Tony, he might not even start this game, and that would make Brentford a lot weaker as a whole. We saw his contributions against Fulham in the weekend, and if he pulls out the same performance, he is in for a big hole. It would be a great captaincy pick if you are willing to go against Haaland. Speaking of captaincy, next up is Darwin Núñez against Southampton at home. After a poor decision in bringing in Calvert-Lewin in for Haaland, who immediately went off injured, it is time to replace him, and because I'm looking to gain rank here, I will be bringing in Núñez instead of Haaland or Kane, as he is very low owned. I also will be captaining Núñez and just hoping he can outscore both Haaland and Kane. Lastly, to finish the 11 is Jesus against Wolves away from home. Owning him honestly has been frustrating this season, as he keeps on getting chances but just can't convert. After a strong start to the season, he has scored only 5 goals in 13 games with a total of 8.5 expected goals. That's very poor considering his footballing ability. This is my team selection for Gameweek 16. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next one.